morning. Anglican Archbishop Desmond Tutu once said, "You don't choose your family, they are God's gift to you, as you are to them." It's wonderful to be here with you all. Let us pray. God of truth and grace, thank you for the opportunity to be together today. Help us to cherish our loved ones who are with us this weekend, and to be mindful of those who are missing their families. May we each feel your presence and love as we enjoy our time together. Bless this time and our lives forever. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Well, I thought it would be most appropriate to kick off our fall family weekend with a sense of how we kicked off the year. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement. And we've been busy since that time. Many of you were here for that, many of you weren't, many of you saw this already, but it certainly captured the spirit of the school and the excitement of the school. And for those who don't know, our seniors this year, after they graduate, after the ceremony is over, will exit through the arts and will receive an alumni hat. So it's quite a part of our, the arts is quite a part of our heritage and our symbol of what we're about. I want to tell you a little bit about what's been going on this fall. You'll hear about that from your meetings with all the faculty and the teachers and the coaches and advisors and so forth. One of the things that you'll notice is there's a lot of construction going on, which is a good thing. A little bit chaotic, but a good thing, ultimately. Those of you who have had a chance to see the most recent copy of our Arch magazine, we have an entire section dedicated to what we're calling the Master Campus Plan. We're spending about $25 million to really enhance the campus in the dormitories, the dining services, the classrooms, the athletic facility, and the Arts Center. In fact, there's a great model of the Arts Center on display you'll see this weekend. We have, it's a three-phase undertaking. We're going to be in the middle of phase one. We've done the inn, which some of you have seen already. There's a reception there this weekend for parents. We have done the sports complex. We've added the trainer's facility there. But we're also now embarked on putting in a new dormitory around the arch over there at the health center between Clap and the health center for 57 students. We're putting another dormitory over next to the rectory. Both of those, the rectory will be done by mid-November, and the 57-bed one will be done by mid-December, because they're having them built modularly. They're being built in Wyoming right now and being brought in later on this fall. We have new furniture coming for all the dormitories. That'll be arriving shortly as well. We are also putting new roofs on buildings. We're putting in new boilers, really exciting stuff. So there's a lot going on. Most significantly, we're building a new art center and a new kitchen and new servery for all the meals. And that's about a $12 million project. And we are about, the whole project is about 25 million, as I said. We're about $9 million away from having all the funds raised for it. So very exciting, and it's a very dynamic time for the school. Lots going on, lots of new facilities, lots of growth. We're at a record enrollment this year, 475 students, which is very exciting. Kudos to our admissions office for that. And we see continued growth in the future. So that's all going very well. There will be a town hall meeting later this afternoon, at which point I'll be happy to answer questions specifically if you have them about the actual master campus plan. Now, we have a great show this morning, and before we get to that, I could not pass up on the opportunity to spend a little bit of time talking with you. Now, my formal title here is president of the school, but I also have a title that is not exactly official, but I call it the director of stretching. I'm not a yoga instructor, but it is a title that I think is appropriate. It's my job to make sure that as an organization, we're constantly stretching ourselves. Really leading in terms of what is the most recent and most effective pedagogy, what is the best form of our school to take, where are the best places for us to be considering expansion, really stretching what it means to be an independent school today. The old model is really old and needs to be looked at, and we're moving forward in that. I also take the responsibility of stretching the faculty and staff who work here, giving them growth opportunities and expecting them to think about things differently, how they can grow and evolve. And of course, most importantly, it's about stretching the students. It's about helping them transform, grow, evolve, mature, and develop. And it's with that part that I want to take a minute to talk to you about what that means here at Shattuck St. Mary's. So for our students, every one of them has what I would call their current reality. Who they think they are today, what they think they're about, what they think they can do. And that exists, right? But they also have a sense of what can be, what their vision is, what they want to become. Some of it's short-term, things like wanting to get on the honor roll, wanting to be cast in a play, wanting to maybe score a hat trick, excuse me, in a game. But some of it's longer term, getting into the college of their choice, becoming a lawyer someday, becoming a first-tier violinist in the top Philharmonic Orchestra. It's really bold, long-term visions. So collectively, they have this set of visions, and they have the current reality. So each of you was given a rubber band, right? Everybody have one? Little visual aid here. You probably can't see it given how dark it is, but on one side of your rubber band, it says CR, and that means?
Current reality.
Somebody's listening, good, okay. On the other side is a V. It's easy, it means?
Vision.
Right. So if you would join with me, and I can't see you, but hopefully you're doing this, put the current reality on your right hand, and the V on your left hand. All right? So it's between the two of them. And if they're close together, there's a little slack there, right? It's sort of loose. Right? But what I want you to do is move your left hand out. Right? Stretch that. Right? But don't stretch it too far, because we know what will happen. A lot of stress there, a lot of tension. and quite frankly, could make your rubber band no longer be a rubber band. We don't want you to have it too close. We want you right in that sweet spot, where there's a nice, sort of deep, resonating tone when you pluck it, not a high-pitched one, right? So I call that sound the SOG. Does not stand for shots on goal. The SOG stands for the sounds of growth, right? So it's a visual reminder, and it's one you can hear. So if you're a student at our school and you're in your current reality, and you have this collection of visions, both short and long term, we want to make sure that you're having this sound in your life as you think about what you're doing each day, right? We don't want it to be here where there's nothing, there's slack, and you're not pushing yourselves. We don't want it to be way out here where it's too stressful and too tense. So what's that balance? A balance that comes from relationships with your teachers, your peers, your parents, and those people relating with each other. It's a partnership that we create that SOG. Now, interestingly, when you have that, there's two ways to change it. First is to give up on your vision. Your hand moves over. Whoops. This hand moves over, excuse me. Right? So you're not going where you want to go. Not good. Not really part of who we are here. The second is to move toward your vision. Right? Well, what does that mean? It's slack again. So what does that mean? We got to go like this. Right? So our school is all about that continual process, playing that tune of the SOG in the lives of the students. And students here are absolutely amazing. I've been in a lot of schools around the world, meeting with a lot of people, and have worked in many settings, and I am continually amazed by our students here at Shattuck St. Mary School. It's a very unique and special environment. And they're playing this tune on a daily basis. So parents, what I hope you're going to be doing this weekend is meeting with the teachers, the coaches, the dorm parents, the advisors, those people who are in your children's lives day in and day out, and talking with them about this, right? Where is my child in this? And how can we work together to assure that this is actually a tune that's being played and not this or this? Because it is really exciting to see young people reach their goals that they set and then set new goals. So the transformation and maturation and evolution that is all about Shattuck St. Mary's. Students, I have some good news for you. But before I get to that, let me just say this. Hang on to this. Many of you may say, oh, Mr. Stillman, you're being really cheesy. This is really, it's just a really silly thing. Okay, get over that. And then, hang on to this and stick it on your desk. Hook it on your backpack. Put it in your desk drawer. When you open it up, there it is. And then pull it out and play with it. And then remember, where am I in that spectrum of trying? What tune am I playing? Am I too stressed? Do I need to get some support? Or am I slacking off and not really pushing myself? Have I defined my dreams? Am I drifting? Do I have a sense of where I want to go? But here's the great news. This weekend, your parents are here, you're talking to them, you're their focus. You're probably getting asked a lot of questions, but guess what? Your parents all have one too. So, I have a clue for you. Here's something you can do. I met with this kind of older gentleman in Bangkok earlier this week, and very wise older man. And he said to me, when was the last time you did something for the first time? Kind of a complicated little question. When was the last time you did something for the first time? So students, ask your parents that question, because they too have a growth opportunity. So you can turn the table a little bit, take the focus off of you, and perhaps onto your parents. So on that note, we've got a great show. Thank you for being here. Enjoy your weekend.
At the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, my parents keep on telling me just read here is winning, although I know it isn't so.
But it's a very nice, very, very nice,
Very, very nice, very nice beginning.
At the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Game,
Bee!
stand where they announce my name and try to keep from shaking. Alas, her shaking will not pass. 'Cause it's a very big, very broad, simple, but it's not. It's a very big undertaking. Winner's destination is Washington, D.C. West Front TV in a fancy hotel where they treat you well. All because you love to spell. We spell. It's a marvelous memory if you win the spelling bee. One slight improves from A to Z. The minute you are crowned here, I see a trophy of my knee. But when I won it as well, all the stories I could tell, the braggers don't dwell around here. At the 25th annual, we memorized the manual about how to spell these words, words that require thought. People think we're automatons, but that is exactly what we're not. We hear the word, we breathe, we wait. Unlike idiots, to idiot is to form an image or idea, to think. At the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, we speak no animosity. And yet our heads are spinning. We are the slightest bit bizarre. But since the time is now, holy cow, we should take us all about and concentrate on winning. We concentrate on winning. At the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, we speak so darn convincingly. They're nervous, but they're pretty. It seems we're living out our dreams.
Which is a very nice, very nice, very, very, very nice,
Very nice, very nice, very, very, very nice, very nice.
Freedom. Dead morning.
A very dead morning to you, my friend.
Did you get any sleep last night? You were turning in your grave.
You're right, I didn't. I had a nightmare.
Funny, a ghost having nightmares. Again, the same one, I bet?
Yes, I dreamt that they built an apartment over the cemetery. I mean, where would we all go? We'd all be homeless.
Graveless is the right term, my friend.
Yes.
Nothing of the sort's gonna happen. They told me this cemetery was a special one in memory of some kids, and it's not gonna be destroyed to build an apartment.
Well, I guess at the current cost of living, it's better to be dead than alive.
Yeah, at least we don't have to pay rent for this grave.
Anyways, how did you end up here again?
I died.
Well, I guessed that much. How did you die?
Drunk driving.
What?
Yeah, this woman gave this jazzy new term to me. Drunk driving. My horses were drunk, and they were running really fast. And we were about to fall off this cliff when I said halt, but they stopped so suddenly, I was thrown off the cliff.
Wow, I used to think cars were safer than horses, but recently I've been seeing a lot of young visitors due to that drunk driving.
Yeah, just don't give the car alcohol even if he's really asking for it. Alcohol never did any good for anyone. How'd you end up here again?
Well, it was a grave error on my part. Edison just invented the light bulb, and I, to impress my boyfriend, decided to take the bulb out of the socket and instead put my fingers into it. I thought I'd light up.
And then?
Well, the next moment I was standing before St. Peter's and he was telling me God was reconstructing the heavens for God knows how long. So I went through the line and I ran into Washington, Buddha, and Christ, and I asked them, where should I go? And they said, either go to hell and strike a deal with the politicians or come back to Earth.
Yeah, they offered me that same choice as well.
Well, in hell the politicians live forever, at least on Earth they die.
I came back to Earth so I could visit my fiance, but when I got back, he had already married my gardener. So I went back to this grave.
I tried communicating with my family too, but they thought it was the house cat moving things around. So I wrote them a letter, but they burnt the cat. They thought she was a witch. So finally I came back to this grave.
Is that the cat that sleeps in the grave with you sometimes? Can she catch some mice? They've been eating my body at night.
Sorry, she couldn't catch mice when she was alive. Pretty sure you can't teach a dead cat new tricks.
No one visits us.
We've been dead for over 100 years. No one remembers us anymore. Except for that dog who pees on our grave. And marks us as his own.
Maybe we should try haunting again. Maybe then the world will take notice of us.
No, remember the last time we tried haunting for fun?
That woman turned out to be a witch and locked us both in her fur.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for that spell she messed up, we'd still be in there today.
Yeah, whatever happened to her?
Well, I think she lost all her powers and thanks to her looks, she became a teacher at an elementary school.
I bet that woman knows how to discipline kids.
Anyways, what should we do today?
Let's go to the movies.
No, the movie theater would be full. As soon as we got there, they'd close the whole place down.
Okay, the last time we went, I told you not to pick up the popcorn and the soda that people had dropped on the ground. Anyone would scream if they saw popcorn being carried to a trash can by no one. God, you couldn't do anything right when you're alive. What makes me think you can do anything right now that you're dead? Anyway, with the movies they're putting out, the theaters are going to be empty. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
send my children to Shattuck St. Mary's. Good morning and welcome to Fall Family Weekend. My name is Diane Biza. I am the president of the Parents Association. And I remember as a new parent, when you drop your child off for orientation, how long it seems to take to get to Fall Family Weekend. But here we are, 6 weeks down. I hope it feels good for you. The kids are settling in. My family was first introduced to Shattuck St. Mary's when my son Michael enrolled as a boarding student his sophomore year in 2010. It quickly became clear that we were blessed with an opportunity to become part of an incredibly unique community. The Parents Association is an opportunity for all of us to be involved in our children's journey to make a difference here. The Parents Association has two major fundraisers. The first is the 100 Club, which many of you have already donated to during orientation. I want to thank you very much for that. However, we will continue to accept donations throughout the year. The second is our online auction. This is held every year. This year it will begin Friday, January 15th, and run through Sunday, January 24th. There will be many exciting items to bid on, and a few unique only to Shattuck St. Mary's. So please check it out, and bid soon, and bid often. The Parents Association collaborative efforts have been able to provide many wish list items for faculties and students. For example, new equipment in the weight room, classroom smart boards, furniture for the student lounges in the upper and middle schools, webcasting for campus events, and a 5-year donation plan to the construction of Fayfield Hall. That's Shattuck St. Mary's for you. You never know what can happen. Okay. Where am I? At this time, I would like to acknowledge the Parents Association board members. So please stand when you hear your name, please. Monique Shrout, Jane Palmer, Amy Cox, Marie Marcourt, Ellen Bahamida, Nancy Dolter, Alicia Kennedy, Angel DeMay, Corey Schulthouse. Ladies, without your dedication and countless hours of determination on nights, weekends, and days too, many of these projects would not exist today. So thank you. Okay, reminder, 3:30 at the Inn. Please be there to join us. And a final reminder, everyone please mark your calendars for Friday, January 15th for our online auction. Thank you and have a great weekend.